Man can't be getting rid of Dele Alli to bring in Jesse Lingard, fam. Nah, man. He can stay in Manchester. All he does is run. Stay in Manchester on a treadmill, fam.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another week of TFW, the footballing show dominated by all of your opinions. And coming up with myself and Angelina, we're talking about Thiago, loads of your opinions from the community tab. We're talking expressions about Tottenham and Bale, and of course our weekly forecast as well. So let's get straight into it with some from the community tab. First off, there's some, let's say, opposing views when it comes to Thiago and his debut. So let's get into these. First up, from Adil Zakaria, who has said, Thiago started in Liverpool like a hot knife on butter. Ooh. I think he means through butter.
Yeah.
Not on butter, who knows. Crisp performance as usual by him, and I think he's a perfect fit for Liverpool. I'd tend to agree with that.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
I didn't think anyone would oppose that.
You know what? Somebody in the community tab world will find a reason.
That somebody is Mr. Botkiller 6351. Wants to get the numbers right. This is quite a long one. Basically, said Thiago can't cut it in the Premier League because he makes too many harsh decisions, doesn't have the stamina, the physicality, he's too slow. He won't play against slow Bundesliga opponents. Fire there.
Okay.
And his only strength is passing. That's a pretty good strength to have, which won't do him any good in the Premier League. If he doesn't have any other strength.
I didn't think he was that slow. He's not like some old age pensioner or something.
Yeah. He's 29.
A lot of hate, yeah. He's not over the hill yet. Very harsh.
Firstly, the Bundesliga has some very quick players.
Yeah.
Secondly, let's talk about Premier League. Thiago, for me, it represents an unbelievable genre of player where they don't need to be quick physically because mentally they're so fast.
Yeah.
Tell me how David Silva spent 10 years in the Premier League.
Good example.
If physicality is what gets you there and speed. And also tell me how Thiago was part of the Bayern Munich side that completely tore apart Chelsea. Yeah. In the Champions League and Tottenham too. Leave your hateful Spurs comments underneath. I don't quite get this one at all. I think Thiago had a really good debut against Chelsea. His passing was fantastic, broke all sorts of passing records for a 45-minute game. So he came on at half time. Yeah, I think he's going to succeed because he's a phenomenal footballer. And being in a team which has a lot of the ball, like Liverpool, his passing is going to be so key.
Yeah, I feel like Mr. Bot kills me like an Everton fan or something.
Maybe he's killed so many bots, he's just become a bot. And he's just there to troll. Terrible. Right, let's move on.
Okay, so this is from Genius M. Chelsea need to move Kepa ASAP. After watching the last game, Chelsea cannot afford to keep him. Again, I don't think anybody can argue with this one either.
Yeah, I don't think so. It looks like Chelsea fans, the wait is almost over. Edouard Mendy, I should say, before anglicising his name, has agreed a deal from Rennes. Looks like he will be joining the club. Apparently, Rennes have said it's done. Chelsea are still waiting to announce it for whatever reason or purpose. The thing is, it wouldn't be so bad for Kepa because every keeper makes some mistakes.
He needs to get out now. I just think mentally it cannot be doing him any good. I mean, I do feel a little bit sorry for him just because, you know, he's a young goalkeeper. He's been thrown into this Chelsea team. It's clearly just not worked out. His attitude doesn't really, you know, scream amazing. And I think he just needs to cut his losses, try and resurrect his career elsewhere, to be honest.
It wouldn't be bad if they didn't pay 72 million for him.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. If he was like a cheap transfer, you'd be like, it's not so bad, mistake here and there, because other keepers make mistakes. But then to do that, I don't want to jinx it, but ever since me and Kepa took this photo that we're going to put on screen, things went downhill.
It's your fault.
That was it. That was the night after he got whacked in the face by the ball in the Champions League game last season.
Do not be going down to Spurs trying to get a picture of Gareth Bale because you're going to
I'm
ruin
sorry, Kepa. Since meeting me, things have been terrible. Right, next up from Liam Cormerford, who has said, this is going to be one for you.
Okay.
Even though he had a woeful starting 11, woeful strong, I don't think Ole is at fault for United's loss on Saturday. I feel like if he was given more support and if the owners would open their wallets and pay fees for players, then United would have won against Palace and would have put smiles on the faces of the fans. Show us that fan smile, Angelina. Non-existent.
Yeah, I'm so happy. You I can understand why people are saying you can't blame Ollie. Regarding the transfer situation, you cannot blame him for that, because that is something I could talk about all day long. That it is to do with the powers that be. So yeah, I'm not blaming him for that. But the Palace game, it has to be 50-50 with players and manager. He clearly got it wrong. Why he started Dan James, I don't know. I think especially with all the media hype around Greenwood, I was expecting him to start him and kind of show like a bit of a strong, strong front.
Him.
But yeah, Daniel James clearly wasn't good enough. Pogba, Rashford, Martial, I don't know if it was like people in suits playing them or something, I don't know, because I didn't really see much of them. I think the players have to take a certain amount of responsibility. Ollie obviously got it wrong to an extent. Also, you throw in factors like they've not really had a break, not really had a pre-season, and yes, I guess if they would have brought in other players, then we wouldn't have seen, them as weak as they were, because there would have been other players that were probably maybe a bit fitter, I don't know.
The thing is, I think that's just, it's too easy to say.
Yeah, I mean, you can't 100%, if we had, if we'd have signed a winger and a centre-back, do I think that we 100% would have won the game? No. But
chances are you would have been better.
Yeah, exactly. So bringing players in would have made it better. But like you say, you cannot just say, because we've got no players, that's why they were rubbish. They were rubbish because the manager made some mistakes and the players weren't great.
Yeah, and I feel like in-game management is a big thing for Ollie. Like, yes, you started Dan James, fine, go with it. 45 minutes, all right, see how it goes. Didn't have the best of starts, and then Zaha scores to make it 2-0. Kind of in-game management, you've got to change that a bit better. And
this is the thing with Ollie, I mean, he normally makes substitutions in the 90th minute, so the fact that he made the Dan James one earlier...
Yeah, that's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah. Shocking.
Right.
Okay, so next up, this is from Adithya Rakuma. Which is more likely to happen, Dest to Bayern or Barca?
Before the weekend, I would have said Serginho Dest to Bayern.
Makes more sense
They
in ways.
opened talks. 15 million they bid. Apparently Ajax wanted closer to 25. That looked to be the thing. But having said that, Nelson Semedo has now left Barcelona and gone to Wolves.
Yes, opens the door.
Not only does this open the door, but Ronald Koeman has said regarding Dest, regarding Depay, regarding whoever else they're trying to bring in, Wijnaldum, Barcelona have to sell first before they bring someone in.
Yeah.
Both for a spot in the team and financially, Barca have to sell first. And now that they've gone and done it, now I'm starting to think maybe they're going to do it. I mean, whether he fits in better at either, I don't know. The thing is at Barca, he's going to get more game time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Behind Benjamin Pavard at Bayern Munich, unless Pavard's injured, it's not going to happen as much. I think at Barcelona, he's got more of a chance to play now that Semedo's out.
Yeah, I guess at Bayern, it's more of a long-term investment and a long-term process. Yeah, you might be a part of winning trophies immediately, but are you really a part of it because you won't play that much? Whereas Barcelona, you bang, you're in there, you're playing,
and
making a difference.
Although you're moving into a club that's, on the way down a little bit, let's say.
They've got to come good eventually.
You've got to come good eventually, and this is almost the time that players should jump in, I think. Because there's not much pressure.
True.
Right, you've not got to follow on where a successful season where you're then going to be a failure the next season because it's difficult to replicate. And, you're going to have not so much pressure, I think, at Barca. I don't know. Not as much as, there's still pressure, obviously. But I just think because, no one's really expecting too much, and there's obviously a spot. Right, next one from Haruna Joseph who said, Lingard to Spurs would be an absolutely terrible deal.
Not for me. Take him. Take him. Please, have him.
This is the joke. Like, honestly, I saw something like, Mourinho worked with him and wants to sign him. Mourinho didn't work with Lingard. Lingard just happened to be there when Mourinho was there.
No.
Terrible deal.
Yeah.
The fact that it's that much of a joke that everyone sees it's a terrible deal, like what Spurs thinking? After making good signings to go and do this. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not Dele Alli's biggest fan, but I would take him over Lingard every day.
Yeah.
My God, that is a terrible deal.
Yes.
Agreed straight off the bat.
Okay, so lastly, this is from One Love Gaming. Juventus are looking better than last season after a debut 3-0 win over Sampdoria. McKennie, I always say that wrong. McKennie had an amazing game, and I feel Pirlo has brought the spark back in Juventus due to how he sees the game through the eyes of a talented midfielder.
I agreed with the first bit, not the second. So firstly, McKennie had a great game.
Yep.
Yes, Juventus won. But saying that Pirlo sees the game through an eye of a talented midfielder, that's why Juve won. How can you possibly quantify that?
I think it's probably more to do with some of the great
Yeah.
maybe, just hazard a guess.
How could you possibly pinpoint an exact moment and said Juventus would not have done that if Pirlo hadn't have had the career that he had as a player and the skills, then taken it into management, taught Juventus what to do, and then there was like a living, breathing sort of Pirlo-esque style of play on the pitch. I just think Juventus have got great players and they were better than Sampdoria. And they won 3-0.
Agreed.
Don't get me wrong, it was very exciting. Like, it's a good start for Juve fans. To see how Pirlo transferred his playing career onto the pitch after one game and about a month in charge is going a bit too far.
I mean, I'm sure his arrival has been great for the fans and the club, but it's not the be-all and end-all.
That's a bit extreme, It might work out. That was a bit extreme. So next up, and we put a few more of your hottest opinions to our special guest this week, Expressions, as we talk Bale, Tottenham, Region, and loads more.
Yeah, so we had a couple of questions in our community, a couple of opinions. I want to get your thoughts because two of them were very, very different. So we had Ashkadip Mukherjee, who said, unpopular opinion, after Spurs versus Southampton and the addition of Bale and Region, Spurs are good enough to challenge top 4. Whereas Harry Milner said there's no way Bale will succeed or even transform Spurs. He's always injured or unfocused. I'm going to guess which side you're going to take with them two, right?
Yeah, you already know what time it is, boy. You know what I mean? It ain't Gareth Bale, it's Gareth Wales, boy. It changes everything. You know what I'm saying? Signing Gareth Bale changes everything, man. I don't know what the other brother was talking about, but 100%. Yeah, Gareth Bale's a player where, like, people be like, oh, Lucas Moura. Listen, Lucas Moura, I love Lucas Moura, innit? Did what he did for us for Ajax, you know what I'm saying? But when you're coming up against a Lucas Moura, any Tom, Dick and Harry, any left back in the world will think, oh yeah, I got a chance, innit? But you see, when you're coming up against players like Neymar, Ronaldo, Messi, Gareth Bale, players that you watch and you see what they do on the pitch, you're automatically scared of them. So even if we've got three-quarter Bale and not the full man, I'm telling you, defenders are just going to be, they're going to be having brown boxes, fam. You know what I mean? They'll be running past them. I'm telling you, running down the wing, cutting in, whipping it. Bro, listen, I'm gassed. Listen, they can talk about, oh, Bale will be injured, this, that, and the other, rah. Fam, the games he plays, he's going to make a difference, innit? Gareth Bale is a difference maker. That's what it is, innit? That changed our whole window. I never put Spurs in the top 4, like before, innit? Like before the season and that, yeah? Listen, this Gareth Bale and Reguilon deal changes everything. Man don't understand, innit? We needed a new left back for ages, innit? And Gareth Bale's just that marquee signing. He's that marquee signing that will be putting fear into man. That's what it is, innit? You know what I mean? 100%.
And this is without even taking into account what Son and Kane just did at the weekend. This is
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Bale and Reguilon went in the team. Reguilon done. My brother, you know. We needed a new left back. Davis, that guy gets a nosebleed when it comes to going forward, innit? And he ain't the best at defending. He's all right, but he's not the best, innit? I do rate Davis, but he's backup. He's a Welsh hard drive, bruv. He's backup. That's what he is for us, innit? Reguilon is going to be our guy, innit? Trust me, he's going to be moving forward. We've already got Roberto Carlos as well. Our wing-backs are going to be Perry wing-backs, fam. Man want to say that we got a chicken on a football, bruv. You know what I mean? We got a cock on the football, yeah? Well, just know, now we've got Gareth Wells and Reguilon Don. We've got the biggest cock, blood, in the Premier League. You know them way there, fam. Trust me, we've got the Mandingo FC, bruv. That's what we've got.
I'm glad you're as hyped as I am for the new signings. Okay, we're going to go from amazing signing to a potentially shit one. Please tell me you've heard this rumour about Jesse Lingard today.
Bro. Them man must be smoking budge about Jesse Lingard. This man's stealing the living, fam. There's no way I want Listen, don't get me wrong, yeah? I know Lingard had a great season under Mourinho, innit? He did. Like, he did, innit? But how's man going to get rid of Dele Alli to bring in Jesse Lingard? Are we trying to, is it things like them man are twins, blood? You know, them way there? Is it one of them ones where man's just going to fit straight in? You know what I'm saying? Man can't be getting rid of Dele Alli to bring in Jesse Lingard, fam. Nah, man. He can stay in Manchester. All he does is run. Stay in Manchester on a treadmill, fam. You know what I mean? I'm not really trying to have Jesse Lingard. You know the wickedest thing is, yeah? As a man, social media, all the antics. I like Jesse Lingard. I follow him, you know? I follow Jesse Lingard right now. but I don't want him at my club. Nah, bruv. Don't even
There's a big difference on and off the pitch.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, he'll be one of the greatest YouTubers in the world, fam. Man, like Jay Lings, but as a footballer, it's a different thing, innit? You know what I mean?
If you take away the Lingard signing, Ali leaving is still a yes or a no in your case?
Ali must stay, and not because I think he's gonna start or anything, but we need difference makers, innit? Like behind the like Ali for me, like Eriksen's gone, and it's like people expect Ali to do Eriksen's job. Ali can't do that. Ali's best position is second striker. That's what he is. He's a second striker. You know what I'm saying? And he even needs to improve. Like I believe Gareth Bale will be playing like behind Kane. You know what I'm saying? Behind Kane. I don't think Gareth Bale will be on the right. You know what I'm saying? I think he'll be playing behind Kane, innit? That's where I say. Yeah, man, in that Ali position. If we're not playing a 3-man midfield, he'll be playing behind Kane. If we're not, then I reckon he'll be on the right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's Mora's position is still up. Like, it's still, you know what I mean? I don't think Mora will play. I'm not sure. We'll see how Jose looks to do it. But for me, like, I'm not sure if Gareth Bale's got the legs really to be on the right and that. But if Lamella can play there, then geez, fam, like, slap Gareth Bale there, bruv. You know what I mean? Give him the number 11 if he wants it as well, bruv. I'm not fussed. You know what I mean?
Okay, now you're getting me even more excited than I originally was thinking about the rest of the season. But
no, I'm serious.
I'm pretty hyped. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, bro, we like Tottenham fam. We look like Katie Hopkins, blood. That's what we look like. It was Katie Hopkins football, fam. It was ugly, blood. Yeah. Now we got Gareth Wales and Regulon Don G, Kim Kardashian FC, blood. You know them way there. All the man them want us, blood. You know what I mean? We're on the list. I'm telling you.
Perfect. Right. Well, maybe just a step back from the whole season then. We get a weekly forecast from you. So we had Statman Dave on last week who said it'd be a good week for United. Turns out it wasn't. It could be anything you want. So a little prediction for this week that we'll look back on next Monday. It could be transfers or game related or anything.
For this week? Wait, well, in what respect, like what Tottenham, what team?
Like, you think Spurs going to make a couple new signings? How are they going to do on the pitch? What's going to happen?
I think our next signings will come late, like a deadline in, and I think when is that 5th of October or whatnot?
2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't think we're not going to sign anyone until maybe deadline, and that may be a striker in that. But results-wise, obviously, I think we've got our cup game, and we've got 3 games this week.
3 games this week.
That Freeman, like Morgan Freeman FC, blood. They're taking the Mick, fam. Mick Foley, blood. These man, I'm not having it. But yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like 3 W's, bro. I'm telling you, 3 W's, bro. No L's, 3 W's. That's my prediction. You know what I'm saying? Like focus, like Ford. Get down to business, and let's do this thing, bro. Trophy Mourinho. I'm gas, British gas. I'm telling you, I'm on it, bro. My prediction is 3 W's.
Perfect. What a prediction for Spurs fans. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, mate. It's been great speaking to you. And hopefully we'll speak to you again soon, man.
So we've got the chat and the forecast as well. An interesting one from Expressions there. Let's move on to ours. Honestly, I feel like this is going to come back and bite us in the arse every single week.
It definitely has for me.
So first off, Angelina's from last week.
You know what? I am going to go for the Everton-Salford City game in the Carabao Cup. Now, Salford is my hometown, my home team, run by Gary Neville and all the United favourites. So I think that they are going to beat Everton. I'm going to go, about 3-0, I'll say.
3-0?
Yeah.
Outrageous. I'm going to go for a full week's worth of absolute nightmare for Spurs. We're going to come back to this next Monday and see what happens. I think they'll just get past Plovdiv, the Bulgarian giants in the Europa League. I think they'll scrape a draw at Southampton and they won't sign a striker. I hope so much next Monday we come back and I'm wrong.
I know.
I hope we can sit there and laugh and Spurs have won 5-0 and they've brought in like 3 players.
Here's hoping.
So, talk us through your one first.
Listen, I was on a positivity train. You know, Man United are upsetting me so much at the moment. I thought maybe Salford could help me out a bit, but it wasn't meant to be. But we live and learn, we go from it. It's okay.
Terribly wrong. And I'm happy to be terribly wrong.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first bit about just getting past Plovdiv, that's an understatement. But Spurs made a few good signings. And a cracking win at Southampton. So I'm actually happy to be wrong for once. Yeah, I know. Don't we look so fickle? Aren't we just typical football fans? Just one week and then something goes right and everything's rosy. Right, what about this week? What are we going for?
As much as I like to be positive, Manchester United are playing Luton this week. I just feel like it's going to continue to go downhill. I can see it just being another loss or a draw or something horrific, and it's just more drama that I cannot take.
I'm going to go for 2 games this week.
Okay.
2 interesting games. I think Barcelona are going to draw on their opening game of La Liga season. I feel like it's going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
The second something good doesn't happen, they drop points, bam, it's going to be absolute fire. And also, now this week, it's going to go terribly. I'm going to back Spurs to win all 3 games. Ooh. It's disgraceful. They've got 3 games in a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, but I'm backing them for it. Anyway, let us know your forecast in the comments section below, as always, because that is it from this week's TFW. Thanks to Angelina, as always, to Expressions too, and to all of you guys who let us know your hottest opinions in the community tab. Remember, every Sunday night is where you can find our post for TFW, where you can let us know your thoughts. Until then, though, check out the rest of the stuff we've got going on Onefootball. Leave a like down below, and until next time, we will see you guys later. It's the night,